I will record just for a bit. Not much instruction happening today, mostly a work day. But first off, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming. Happy Thursday and happy Halloween. I hope you get some candy today. Okay, so same announcements as last time. Make sure you're signed up for multi-factor authentication because come Monday, you're going to need it. I did this like all the way back at the semester. It was required for faculty earlier. And like you just got to do it and then it like continues down the line. So getting it set up is the thing you got to do, and then it's easy after that. CS 485 is a course I am teaching in the spring, and I think it should be good. Make sure you're talking with your advisor to see what courses are in the pipeline for you. I'm also teaching, oh gosh, I can never remember. What is it? 374 algorithms. So yeah, so next semester should be cool. Talk with your advisor, see what works best for you. There's also special topics. There's math 485 and data 485. We've got some interesting offerings in the CS math data science courses for the spring. So yeah, ask your advisor. And then I'll remind you of this on Tuesday as well, but the Tech Club next Wednesday is having a guest speaker who's going to come and talk about what it's like in the industry. So that should be fun. It's Galileo 114, or our speaker is going to be joining us on Zoom, so you could join on Zoom too if you wanted to. Okay, so here's our plan for today. We're going to review stacks and queues real quick. Then for most of the time, depends on how long it takes, you'll be working in lab 7. We're going to try something different today. I'm going to split you into random groups based on who's here, and then you'll work in that group probably in pairs, and then we'll see how that goes. And then I'm going to talk about homework 2 probably by like 2:45, right? It's 1:30. Yeah, so give you maybe like an hour or so to work on lab 7. Lab 7 probably shouldn't take that long, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll go over the real homework 2, which is a slightly larger assignment. We'll vote based on the people who are here, whether you want to do random groups or people you know. And then I'll give you the rest of the class to get started on that. For active learning today, if you're here, you're going to get points. So don't worry about turning anything in. Okay, so let's pull up let's see, which drawing do we want to go with? Okay, so last time, just to remind you, we talked about queues, which is an ordered linear structure where it happens in a line and the order that you add things or remove things matters. So it's an ordered structure where it has a front and a back, where you can add things to the back. Like if you're at the bank, you get in line, you get to the back of the line at the bank, join the line, and it keeps moving forward until you're at the front of the line. And then one of the tellers opens up and is like, hey, I'm ready for you. Then you leave the line, go get served at the teller, and then leave the bank or whatever. You're done with the line. So we've got 2 operations that we really care about, which is NQ, which is being added to the back of the line, and DQ, which is being removed from the front of the line. And there's also like peek, where you can, maybe we can say you can peek at the element that's at the front of the line, and you could also peek at the back of the line. But the idea is you cannot, like, we don't want to be able to skip the line where like someone could come in and like be added in the middle. Or the idea is that like everyone who is in line is going to stay in line until they are leaving the line. Okay, so that's basically a queue. We talked briefly about how DQ is not the same as DEQUE. This word is pronounced deck, and this is actually going to be part of your homework problem, is to make one of these. And yeah, so what we did last time, I don't know if I pulled that up in class. Yes, I did. So what we did last time is we did basically the same things we did with stacks, right? So first we created a queue interface. So an interface with here's all the methods that I want a queue to be able to use. And then we did two versions of a queue, one where the underlying data structure is an array list, and another where the underlying data structure is a linked list. So the ALQ, its field is an array list, and we basically have this constructor, and then we have NQ and DQ, and then also peek front and peek back, just to have those. And that's pretty much it. We can add more. I think for the lab, I added, let's see, lab 07. Main queues. I think I added is empty. I added equals. Yeah, I added hash code equals and is empty, just like for basic stuff. Is empty is going to be really useful for the lab. So that's the only additional thing that I added. So we did that for ALQ. We also did that. That's LL stack. Let's go to LOQ. And so this is using linked list operations to do the same thing that we did with ALQ. Right. So that's what we did last time. So now you're going to work on the lab with a partner. And so we're in lab 7. Let's pull that up. So this link should be there. That's not an actual link. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay, so now you can actually click on it. And we'll see if there's any major errors today. Fingers crossed, hopefully not. But let me know as soon as possible if there's something wrong. So yeah, so your job in lab 7 is to find both the minimum and the maximum element in a stack. And